A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. This is Awaken Africa and I'm your host, Bemu. So I ran into a certain video by this YouTuber known as Jesse Dolmo, and Jesse Dolmo was talking about some of these Trump policies that he's trying to come up with in the United States of America, and he was so angry about them, and also some of his fans in the comments were so angry about these new policies that Trump is trying to come up with. So Trump actually is trying to come up with a new way of segregation. Trump is bringing back segregation, because tell me what it is if you don't want the military to recruit black people. So Donald Trump ordered military to stop recruiting black people, and he's accused of promoting racism by threatening criminal actions against companies hiring black individuals. Military branches are reportedly withdrawing from a prestigious black engineering event, citing compliance with Trump's orders to diminish diversity initiatives. And critics have argued that this undermines military readiness and perpetuates systemic racism within recruitment practices. So Donald Trump is bringing back segregation. And he's trying to promote racism. I don't want to talk much about this. I'll let you watch the video by Jesse Delmo, and then I'll come back with my comment. But before I let you to watch the video, kindly, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Give me a like, leave a comment, drop a share, and don't forget to turn on post notifications so that you get to watch my videos whenever I post them. Let us watch the video.
Military.com. This isn't the New Republic. This isn't The Intercept. This isn't Mother Jones. This isn't a left-leaning journalistic outlet. Excuse me. This is Military.com, an outlet that covers stories and has an understanding of what goes on in the military, has access to people. And there's a quote in here. In fact, I'll just read this quote. "It's fucking racist," one active duty Army general told Military.com on the condition of anonymity to avoid retaliation. To avoid retaliation, this active duty general had to remain anonymous. Here's the headline: Military drops recruiting efforts at prestigious Black Engineering Awards event. Now, let's take a step back before I read from this. The narrative by Republicans, the narrative by Donald Trump and other racists, yes, other, including him, others who are racist, is that DEI just wants to hire any black body, whoever. Just, get them in there. They're black. That's good enough. They act as though qualification has nothing to do with it. That it's just the color of your skin, and that actual qualified white people get boxed out of jobs so that an unqualified black person or gay person or trans person or woman, or name your hated group by Republicans, so they can get the job. That's what they would have you believe, right? So why, in this case, would they pull out of a prestigious black engineering event that I think they said was like ripe with talent? It's the most dense talent venue or something like that is how they describe it. You're turning down the possibility of hiring wildly talented, wildly intelligent, wildly skilled candidates for jobs within the military only because they're black. It's the reverse of what they claim, because they're liars. They're racist, white supremacists. They've allowed the white Christian nationalist agenda to take hold, and now they have Pete Hegseth, a white supremacist, as the Secretary of Defense to put this into action. And as I talked about in a previous video, the makeup of the military is just about 50-50 white, and then minority groups, Latino, Asian, black, roughly 50-50. I think it was 49.6% black and Latino, black and brown folks, right? Here's Here's the article. The Army and other service branches are abandoning recruiting efforts at a prestigious Black engineering event this week, turning down access to a key pool of highly qualified potential applicants amid President Donald Trump's purge of diversity initiatives in the military. Until this week, Army Recruiting Command had a long-standing public partnership with the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEYA, an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. The event, which takes place in Baltimore, oh no, that's a historically very Black city. I see why they wouldn't want to go. Very scary for white Republicans. Ooh. Yeah. The event, which takes place in Baltimore, has historically been a key venue for the Pentagon to recruit talent, including awarding reserve officers training corps scholarships and pitching military service to rising engineers. Past BEYA events have included the Army Chief of Staff and the Defense Secretary. Quote, "This is one of the most talent-dense events we do," one Army recruiter told military.com, on the condition that their name not be used. "Our footprint there has always been significant. We need that talent," says a subject matter expert, a military recruiter. We need that talent, whether they be Black or white. These are talented, qualified, skilled individuals. The services cited concerns that participation in the predominantly Black event could run afoul of Trump's order and the Pentagon's intensifying push to erase diversity efforts in the military, according to multiple sources familiar with the decision. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on January 31 ordered that Black History Month, Women's History Month, and others were officially dead, quote unquote, and that the military would no longer mark them. Quote, "In compliance with the Department of Defense and Headquarters Department of the Army guidance, U.S. Army Recruiting Command will not participate in the upcoming BEYA event," Madison Bonzo, a service spokesperson, said in a statement to military.com. Quote, "Service members and civilians are permitted to attend this event in an unofficial, personal capacity if they choose to do so." The Navy, Air Force, and Space Force also pulling out of the event. And then down here, additional recruiting events tied to specific racial or gender groups are also likely to be scrapped, two defense officials told military.com. That includes other conferences and career fairs with thousands of participants, thousands of qualified, highly skilled participants. So what's the reason? They're Black. Are they qualified? Yes. Are they highly skilled? Yes. Are they sought after? Yes. Would they benefit the military? Yes. But because they're Black, this is where the rubber hits the road, folks. Are they skilled? Yes. But are they Black? Yes. Disqualified. We're not even going to look at them. We're not going to seek them. We're not going to try to recruit them because they're Black. In spite of the fact that they're qualified. In spite of the fact that they have a specialization, a skill set that is wildly needed by our government. But because they're Black, they're not being hired. And we're going to finish with that quote I read earlier. "It's fucking racist," one active duty Army general told military.com, "on the condition of anonymity to avoid retaliation. For the Army now, it's Blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart." That's not coming from me. That's not coming from me, critics who said, "Oh, Donald Trump's not in it for the segregation." You're just lying. You're a libtard. Hurt me there. A U.S. Army general, someone who he hadn't been there, they hadn't been there, whatever they are, a woman or man, hadn't been there for 15 minutes. They've likely been there for 30 years. They are also a subject matter expert. YouTube troll. You are not. You are an armchair moron who supports a fascist. You're just lying, libtard. Fantastic. I stand by my earlier video from February 6th, and I'm adding to the pile of evidence.
Hello, good people. Welcome back to the channel. This is Awakened Africa, and I'm your host, Bemu. So Trump has been reportedly threatening criminal charges against companies with diversity hiring policies, which some view as a move towards segregation. And this has sparked significant backlash and concern regarding racial equality in hiring practices. And Trump's actions towards private companies implementing diversity, equity, and inclusion policies that support hiring marginalized groups, this has raised alarms about potential discrimination. Now, my concern is on him asking the military to stop recruiting black people. Right? His critics argue that the claims of Trump promoting segregation and are exaggerations and dismissing them as partisan attacks. They suggest that these accusations overlook the broader context of his policies. And as I've told you, why is it that Trump, of all the other races, why is he obsessed with asking the military to stop recruiting black people? There is a prevalent belief among some that diversity initiatives lead to hiring unqualified individuals. This belief overlooks the actual skills and capabilities of diverse candidates. Some people say that it is because some other groups are given privileges, or women groups, black people groups, the LGBTQIA community groups, and the presence of a white supremacist agenda within military leaderships reflects broader societal issues, regarding race and recruitment. This agenda influences hiring practices and undermines the pursuit of talent. So, right now, by the way, something that caught my attention from the video is, why would the military avoid such a prestigious black engineering event? And that's where talent is. The military's recruiting efforts are being hampered by a shift away from diversity initiatives, particularly affecting recruitment at key events targeting black and Latino talent. Trump is specifically targeting the black community and the Latino community. This decision comes amid broader political pressures influencing military strategy and diversity policies. And as we all know, the Army's historical partnership with the Black Engineer of the Year Awards has been significant for recruiting diverse talent in STEM, that is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics fields. And this traditionally attracts a pool of high qualified applicants. And of course, recruiters express the necessity of diverse talents, emphasizing that skills should not be limited by race. The military recognizes the importance of qualified individuals regardless of their background, and concerns regarding participation in predominantly black events stem from fears of violating Trump's orders and diversity initiatives. And the military is increasingly cautious about its public engagements in this context. So a recent decision by the military to stop recognizing Black History Month, of course, in February, this is Black History Month, and similar observance have raised serious concerns about racial discrimination within recruitment practices. The military's new policy reflects a broader trend of eliminating diversity-focused events, impacting recruitment efforts aimed at underrepresented groups within the service. This shift could hinder inclusive practices. They don't want to be inclusive. They are alienating the black community and the Latino community. We don't want black people in our military. We don't want black people in the army. The implication of these policies extend beyond recruitment, affecting the overall diversity and effectiveness of the military, as a lack of representation can lead to a less adaptive force. This concern echoes throughout various branches. All right. The Republican Party is described as a highly organized and effective white supremacy group posing threats to military readiness, national security. Of course, this agenda could have serious implications for the global security landscape. And the impact of political agendas on military readiness is concerning as shifts in ideology can lead to decreased effectiveness and potential vulnerabilities. this could affect national security significantly. And before I finish, there are some I've been going through the comments in this video, and there is a user by the name Kimberly Moya 1232. She was saying that if he is actively denying black people jobs, access to education and military service, then we should stop paying taxes, right? Amorphous Alien Blob I was saying that how can they talk about highly qualified and intelligent people while their leader is the most unqualified and stupid person out here? Whoa. Right. Then there's Stephanie Maria who's saying that as a black woman, I'm not surprised. Our good black males should don't need to lose their lives fighting a war that won't benefit our community, right? Because we'll be losing a lot of black men in the wars, you know, a lot of wars that they don't even concern United States of America, but our men are set there and they die. Kevin Blythe 6549 was saying that blacks for Trump must be proud of their vote now. I don't want that, that's so hilarious, but I don't want to talk more about it. I'd like to give you a chance to interact with me in the comments. Let us have a conversation in the comments, and if you are if this is your first time watching this video, I'll ask you most definitely to hit that subscribe button. All right, after that, don't forget to like. After liking, do the needful. Kindly share this content and then turn on post notifications so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to get notified to watch my videos. This is Awaken Africa. I'm your host, Bemo. Peace out.